Meanwhile, BMA Commissioner Dr. Masiapato and SAPS are currently briefing the media on the operations at the Lebombo Border Gate. Let's listen in.
At the port, they go into the bypass where we have co-located there in terms of immigration, South Africa, customs South Africa, but also immigration Mozambique, where we are able to process the truck drivers without having them to exit the trucks. That had actually brought in some bit of efficiency in terms of managing the environment. Now, we just want to confirm that yes, there is a queue in as far as trucks, and also there is a queue in terms of the small vehicles, the taxis and the buses, and that is on the basis of the volumes. We have planned for this, but of course, because of the geographic spread of the port and how it is structured infrastructurally, we are doing our best. We want to confirm that everybody is going to be processed to make sure that they're able to cross to the Mozambican side and enjoy their Christmas. We are anticipating the highest apex of the numbers by overnight into tomorrow. And we do believe that by tomorrow around this time, we will be finalizing those that would have arrived tomorrow and make sure that everybody is finalized as they go into the other side. Now, the key area, once again, as I've said, is the borderline. We have arrested a lot of individuals. Yesterday, we spoke about over 50 that were actually arrested, particularly by members of the South African National Defence Force on the mountain. These are individuals who have tried to avoid coming into the port because they overstayed in South Africa. Some of them actually had passports that expired whilst in South Africa. So they were trying to avoid coming to the port because they didn't want to be V-listed and be banned from re-entering the country for 5 years. So on that basis, we had to make sure that we bring them to port. We had to fingerprint them and make sure that they are V-listed, and we had to get them out into the Mozambican side. So as we speak, we are going to be very much vigilant during the return leg from the 1st of Jan, as indicated, to the 15th, and making sure that those individuals don't re-enter South Africa illegally. So members of the Defence Force are doing the great work outside port, but they're also assisted by the drones that we have deployed on air. They're able to give them data and also indicate where are the individuals trying to exit the country illegally, in the same way that we are dealing with those that are trying to enter the country illegally. So on that basis, I would like to hand over to General Mkonazi, as I've said, the Acting Provincial Commissioner for Gauteng, for Mpumalanga, talking about the actual deployment on the corridor. You will remember corridor management becomes one of our fundamental area of work, just to make sure that there is no blockage, there is no chaos, and on that basis the General is here to reflect on how the various stakeholders are being deployed, inclusive of the police, obviously the traffic and all of those. General?
Thank you very much. Greeting you to the viewers at home and everybody here. What is happening, I want just to indicate that we are actually deploying our members to the port of entry here, to the route leading to the port, and to indicate as well that it is the continuation of our deployment as we started yesterday with the other places where we have roadblocks. And here as well, we're still going to have roadblocks, and they're going to be here until actually everything is over, especially as far as the festive seasons are actually concerned. We are having members deployed from as far as Coppersdal, leading to the port of entry itself. We are working together with the traffic, working together with members of BMA, just to make sure that we are actually protecting the people, making sure that everybody is safe, and those definitely need to be taken care of, maybe because of papers or other issues, and documented. We are taking care of that situation. But all in all, our purpose to be here is just to make sure that we support the port of entry. We make sure that here at Lebombo, people are safe, and we don't have any incident that are taking place. As soon as everything is done, and we will be actually looking forward with our deployment until January the 15th. On the 15th, then we can maybe withdraw, look into the situation, how the situation is. However, if the situation demands us to proceed, we'll proceed with our deployment until everything is quiet, everything is under control. Thank you.
Major General Silepe, I'm here on behalf of the night joints. My role, or our role as the night joints, is to support all provinces but also is to conduct oversight based on the plans that are put in place. I think most of you would have seen us providing support in terms of resources, and the Commissioner have made mention of the drones that are there. But also the support that we provided today, it was the air-to-ground operational support. We've gone up there to make sure that we support the resources that are on the ground, but also to ensure that all the role players are doing that which they have committed to do as the NAT joint, and anything that requires escalation, we are here to provide that support. Thank you.
Yeah, so basically that is the report. So we do have national, obviously represented by Major General Selepe from the NAT joints, and of course bringing all of the activities national, and ultimately providing all the support across all the various ports in this instance. And of course, General Mkwanazi from the province. So on that basis, we are continuing with the operations. The highest numbers are expected tomorrow, being Christmas Eve, and we are very much ready to deal with the situation tomorrow. The operations here, as you know, they are 24 hours. So on that basis, we will be here on the ground until tomorrow morning, and we will continue with the operations until the morning of Christmas Day, as it were.
Thank you, Commissioner in General. We'll allow just one question each from media now.
My name is Dr. Mpumalanga from BMA. My question is to the Commissioner as to how many police officers are you deploying, because from BMA side you know that we don't have capacity on the ground. It's just a mess towards the border. How many police officers do you have for this particular period?
Thank you very much. Firstly, we must remember that we are not deploying only during the day. We deploy as well during the night. So members are working in shift, but in total we can talk about 160 members per day deployed along this area, along the corridor, taking care of the roadblocks as well as the road leading to the port of entry itself. Thank you.
But also, I think in addition to what the General is saying, we're having members on standby for any eventuality, because you know, where we are seated, people get very emotional in terms of waiting, and other things might happen. So we have our various specialized units that are on standby to support the cause. Thank you.
Dr. Jele, SABC News, I think it's a question to BMA. Do your Mozambican counterparts share the same sentiments, especially when it comes to ensuring that people from Mozambique come to South Africa with everything okay? Because of course this is also part of crime fighting that you're doing. Is the same sentiments shared in Mozambique that are being...
Yeah, no, maybe let's say, you know, at the port level, and especially from general border management point of view, we do share same, sentiments with the Mozambicans. I suppose even from a broader policing point of view, there is actually, I would say, alignment in terms of the work that is supposed to be done. So on that basis, we can confirm that we do meet with the Mozambicans all the time. I mean, the last meeting the colleagues had at the port level was yesterday around 3 o'clock, and even today the colleagues are supposed to be meeting with the Mozambicans. You will remember the reason why we talk about co-location, the fact that we are working with them in our facility is also a demonstration that we are working with them. And if you were to look at the return leg, for instance, our colleagues will be going to kilometer 4 in Mozambique, and we are going to co-locate with them that side to deal with the people coming back. So there is a working together, as it were. But one thing that we can fairly accept is the fact that when it comes to illegal migration, that is one of the biggest challenges. It's the biggest challenges because even as we engage with our counterparts, it's not only with Mozambique, but it's also with the rest of others. For instance, Lesotho, for instance, Mozambique. There is always a bit of a challenge because the countries don't necessarily invest much in as far as dealing with illegal migration is concerned. And that is something that we continually engage them to make sure that they assist us, particularly in dealing with issues of illegal migration. So that one is a continuous challenge. You will remember that even the numbers that we talk about, I mean, remember aggregate figure, we talk about over 495,000 individuals intercepted across the various ports. The majority is Basotho, followed by Zimbabweans, and followed by Mozambicans. So that one is a continuous, I would say, issue that we keep on doing with our counterpart from across the countries. You will know by now that we don't have much challenges with Botswana, we don't have much challenges with Namibia. We have some bit of issues with Eswatini, but not much. But otherwise, for the three, which is Zimbabwe, Lesotho, and Mozambique, those ones we continue to engage on. But of course, we do see collaboration as we continue to do the work with them.
Skarama Fukwane, Newsroom Africa. Two questions, one to the Commissioner and the other to General Slab. Commissioner, you spoke about arrests which were effected. I just want to ask, perhaps you may have mentioned it and didn't hear you. Have there been, in terms of vehicles, both trucks, buses, or lighter motor vehicles, that you have been pounded for any other reason, or goods confiscated? That's a question to you. To General Slab, you had a moment to, you took some time to go speak to the truck drivers. Perhaps take us into your confidence as to some of their sentiments. What is frustrating? What would be, or if there are at all, the frustrations having to queue towards the border?
Yeah, so maybe if we are to talk about whether there are any vehicles impounded within port, we don't have that stats yet. We will definitely be engaging with the team on the ground to be able to pick that up. But in terms of the 24-hour report that we got, which was until midnight yesterday, we don't have any in terms of the people. In terms of goods, once again, we don't have necessarily the statistics of that. But in terms of people, as we have indicated, yesterday we had around 50 that were actually intercepted on the borderline, brought into the port and processed. This morning, I think you will be aware when we left the port coming here at kilometer 7, there was a lot of people that the SNDF were bringing from the mountain down into the port to be processed. And once again, even on that, we don't have the numbers yet. But I can assure you by just watching them, it's over 100 that would have been intercepted. But the colleagues are still to aggregate all the figures in terms of today, and tomorrow we will be able to give the figures of the interceptions overnight into 24 hours, including the number of the people that we would have processed. So basically that is where we are on that.
From my side, interacting with the truck drivers, what I could pick up is the frustrations, one. But what I tried to do, it was to strike the balance, and to get that opportunity or use that as an opportunity to educate them why the necessity and why we are here. And also because it's issues of emotions that comes with them waiting there. And also for them to understand that we also share the same sentiment. Not that us being here, we enjoy holding them. And it shows that by being with them throughout the day, we also share the same sentiment. But leaving them there, most of them, they were happy. You can see the trucks are moving. We had to explain to them the processes and for them to understand. Thank you.